Hey, what's up, y'all? Happy New Year. First video of 2026, Peptides 101, simplifying the complex, talking about peptides, and just having a conversation here. I'm not reading from a freaking teleprompter like every other or every guru out there, Instabro or expert. You know, they're reading from a teleprompter and they sound really smart, but they're just reading off a freaking teleprompter, kind of like our president did for 4 years. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to talk to you today about peptides and have a conversation with the camera. And if anybody's listening, that's awesome. So what are peptides? Well, I've got to start there because 97% of people just don't even know what a peptide is. 93% of doctors don't even know what they are. So peptides are amino acids. I'm not plugging anything, I promise. But amino acids are building blocks to protein. You have over 300,000 naturally occurring amino acids running through your body since the day you were born. So it's already in your body. The peptides are not drugs. They are amino acids. They're a different chain and a different sequence of various different amino acids, and they come together and voila, that's what a peptide is. So now that we got that out of the way, a lot of peptides out there, most of them are not approved for human use. Some of them are, but voila, they will come. They're not all blue like this. They come in a little clear vial with white stuff at the bottom of that vial, and you put backwater in there and it dilutes, and those are peptides. You get peptides from online. There are research companies, research labs that will sell peptides, and there are compounding pharmacies that sell peptides. I'm not going to get into that too much right now. I'm not going to get into where to buy them or what they cost, but just some fundamentals. That's what peptides are. Mainly not approved for human use. So what we're going to talk about today is not meant to treat, prevent, or cure any diseases. What do I need to tell you? I'm not a doctor. I don't talk like a doctor. I don't act like a doctor. I'm in better health than most doctors. Sorry if that comes across arrogant. I'm probably stronger than most doctors. But I'm not a freaking doctor. So I'm not giving you medical advice. We're going to talk about hypothetical scenarios where an experimental kangaroo might take peptides for various reasons. So again, this is just purely for entertainment value. But we are going to talk about why a kangaroo, or why an experimental kangaroo might take peptides. And we're going to talk about Retatrutide in particular. So a lot of misconceptions and misinformation out there on what Retatrutide is. Too often Reta gets grouped into a weight loss drug. Oh, it's one of those weight loss drugs. It's not. It's not. So real quickly, GLP-1s, which are like your Ozempic, and Big Pharma has sold the crap out of these. And basically, it was a drug for people that were obese to starve themselves so they lose weight. That's all it did, is it took away all the craving and desire to eat, and people took it and they didn't eat food and they lost weight. Oh shit. They felt like crap. They didn't get any nutrients. They weren't healthy. 40% of people that started taking Ozempic, they're done in 30 to 60 days because the side effects were crap. You have no energy, you lose muscle, you get sick, you throw up, and just all sorts of shit. But overall, it just was not healthy. And that's actually approved by the FDA. So let me frame this for a second. You can go to your doctor and get a prescription and take GLP-1, Ozempic, that makes you feel like shit, makes you starve yourself, but you lose a lot of weight. That's approved. So the FDA, they said that's okay. We'll approve that. Nicotine. It's not addictive. Promise you. Look it up. The regular chew is addictive, but this is just nicotine. So you got your GLP-1s that basically, probably a lot of your friends have taken it. Maybe you have. You starve yourself, your muscles just wasting away, you kind of look like an AIDS patient, or you feel like one. It's crap. Now some people say, hey, I took it and it was great for me and I lost a lot of weight. Awesome. Okay. If you're obese and you need to lose 50 to 100 pounds, I don't know, maybe you're healthier you probably are by losing that much weight, but yeah, 70% of the time you go off it and you gain all the weight back plus more. Those are facts. You can look that part up. I'm not gonna show you any journals or any reports or anything. You have to do your own research, but you can chat GTP or Google search or whatever you do. So those are GLP-1s. Then Tirepicide comes around and it's just one other receptor. That other receptor helped you burn fat too, so you're burning muscle and you're burning fat. Really a lot of crappy side effects from it. You can't keep any muscle. I don't care who you are or what you say. I did it. I had a weight loss clinic here in town in Gilbert or in Mesa. I did it for, I think it was 6 weeks. I went from benching 225 for 24 times to 12 times in 6 weeks. I just got weak. Now, I was leaning up, I was losing weight, I was burning fat, but I was just getting weak and my muscle was just wasting away. So, and I was taking testosterone. I was taking like 600 milligrams of testosterone, tren, and equipoise. You probably don't know what those are. Maybe a handful of you guys do. If you're taking anabolics and you're losing muscle, then you know you're taking a muscle wasting crap. All right. My mom says I shouldn't chew these when I'm doing videos, so sorry, Mom. So anyway, if you're taking Tirepicide or whatever, and you're like, I'm doing great on it, good for you. But if you get your body fat and you do an in-body scan, it's going to prove that you're losing weight. You just can't deny it. You just can't beat science and human biology. You lose muscle on that particular drug. So Retatrutide comes around and now it hits 3 receptors. It's your glucagon. You guys don't know what a glucagon receptor is, and honestly, I didn't know. I didn't know either, but that's where the magic happens. Is you got 1 + 1 + 1 does not equal 3. 1 + 1 + 1 equals 100. Okay? What it does is brings everything together. And this particular peptide, Retatrutide, it addresses 3 metabolic factors that are responsible, arguably, for 100% of the diseases out there. Cancer, diabetes, dementia, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, autoimmune, depression, anxiety, PTSD, is a breakdown of one of these 3. So, hold on one second. So, you got your insulin resistance, how your body reacts to insulin. That's one pillar right there. That's where if you're out of whack there, not only are you fat most of the time, but this is not a cosmetic thing or whatever, but it's the root cause of a lot of diseases. Look it up. I'm not a doctor. But you got your insulin resistance there. Then you have your total body inflammation. This is pillar number 3. Two is your systemic inflammation. Your body's just on fire. I'm not talking about like when you turn your ankle or your knee and it gets all swelled up. That's inflammation. That's from an acute injury. Inflammation is when your body is just on fire from the inside. And a lot of diseases, if not all diseases, when they look at the root cause or one of the root causes, they're finding that the body is highly inflamed. So Retatrutide not only fixes number one, fixes number two, but the third thing is your mitochondria. So again, I'm talking like a gym rat here. Your mitochondria is your ATP is kind of your energy source for your body, your cells, and how they operate and produce energy. We start losing that. Well, we start diminishing in this area with age and with time. But we find that if you're not optimized in that area, and if you're jacked up in that area, and your mitochondria is just not working at optimal levels or even at decent levels, again, that's one of the common themes when they look at all these different diseases. You got those three things. You've got insulin resistance, you've got inflammation, and then how your mitochondria and your ATP works. If you can fix those three problems, hypothetically, that kangaroo could probably prevent or even cure and reverse in some studies a lot of diseases out there. So it's the new year. We're all setting goals. A lot of people are setting goals, and new year, new me, and I want to lose some weight, or want to get bigger or stronger, or body fat or body composition or whatever. Me, I want to not get cancer, not get diabetes, not be depressed, not get dementia, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, or any autoimmune. I want to be healthy, like not only now at 48, but like when I'm 108. So my goals are different now. I think most people are probably setting like weight loss goals, and I want to look a certain way and feel a certain way. But I'd like you to think of Retatrutide in that category. What if it was just used to just address those three areas and just make you be able to live better for longer and be healthier? And that's really one of the things that it does. Weight loss is just one of the side effects. So think of Retatrutide as in a different light. It's not a weight loss drug, or weight loss peptide, or whatever you want to call it. It addresses those three areas, and not only addresses them, it fixes them, it repairs them. This isn't something that kangaroo needs to take and like be on for the rest of their life, like a lot of drugs are designed. Antidepressants, they put you on an antidepressant, and then, oh my God, I got all these side effects of the antidepressant. I want to get off. Oh no, you can't get off it. I mean, we gotta slowly wean you off this for months, if not years. How many other drugs are designed that way? Is that they want to give it to you, and they want you to be on it forever because it's very, very profitable for them. Peptides are not designed that way. If you want to stop taking Reta or stop taking a certain peptide, you can. There's no withdrawal symptoms or anything. You don't have to wean yourself off. It's not a drug. But what we're finding, it's kind of like a damn multivitamin or amino acids. If you enjoy the benefit of it, it's fixing you, it's repairing, and you're healthier. Your kangaroo could literally be on it for the rest of their life. You don't need to, but you probably want to. The kangaroo does. So that's the deal with Retatrutide. Don't think of it just as weight loss. It really prevents a lot of problems for your kangaroo, not only in the near future, but just long term. So look at it from the health perspective first, and then say, all right, the short-term benefits and one of the side effects is I'm going to lose weight. Anybody that's watching this video that wants to lose weight, this is like one of the most effective things out there that you can do. And the sad thing is, the truth is, you don't even have to work out or exercise. Your eating's going to change because a lot of your cravings for crap are going to go away. But you could literally sit on the couch and, in many cases, lose 10 to 15 pounds in a month or 2 months. And like fat. That's the truth. Now, should you work out and should you eat healthier and all that stuff and do some cardiovascular and lift some weights? Yes, the results will be even better if you do that. But the way that it works is, just for weight loss and for muscle loss, you will burn fat without doing anything. My kangaroo has experienced that. I gotta tell you, I didn't get permission to say this, but my sister is taking Reta, and she just texted me this morning. She's been on it, I want to say for about 2 months. Two milligrams a week, once a week. In the last 14, actually, Jess, in the last month, she's dropped 3% body fat, while not only her muscle mass increased like just a little bit. She maintained all of her muscle and lost, I think it was 5 or 6 pounds, and dropped 3 percentage points in body fat. That's huge. And this is somebody that was like super healthy, eats clean, and exercises, 5 days a week. She kills in the gym. She's already in good shape, and she lost 3%. So her text this morning, she's like, wow, holy shit. My mom takes Reta. My mom's kangaroo takes Reta. Lost 15 pounds. She's not exactly a power lifter, okay? Or a weightlifter, but body fat. I've got about 100 kangaroos that are on Reta right now, and every single one of them in the first month is like around 12 to 16 pounds of body fat on average. Those are the numbers, tracking it, and keeping their muscle too. So, what else do you hear out there about Reta? If you start kind of going down this rabbit hole a little bit and start watching stuff on Facebook and Instagram and whatnot, you're gonna have some morons out there talk about microdosing. Let me try to dispel this myth right away. Microdosing is not really a great idea. A lot of people they try to reinvent the wheel. They're like, okay, I'm getting a little bit of nausea. So I think that if I split up the dosage over a week, then maybe I won't get some of those minor side effects. The truth is that the compound was actually designed by scientists to take once a week. Boom, it goes into your system, levels spike, and then it's got a 6 to 7 day window, or half-life is what it's called. So it just trickles into your system and works in your system over a 6 to 7 day period, and then boom, you take your second shot again. That's how it was designed. So any moron out there that says, I'm smarter than the scientists that created this, you're not. You're not smarter than the scientists that created it, and they created it a certain way for a certain reason. So I'm not going to get into that, and I'm not smart enough to get into that. But when it was designed for a certain reason, it's kind of like they also say this too before I come up with an analogy, is well, I'm getting great results. I'm doing the microdosing, and I don't have the side effects, and I'm getting great results. Well, you're driving a Corvette. You're driving a 2026 Corvette. But by microdosing, you're only putting it in third gear, and you're putting in low octane gas, and you're not getting you're not doing anything else to that engine. It's still a damn Corvette, so of course you're gonna have results. So don't say, hey, I'm getting great results, I'm smarter than all the scientists that created it. It's still a Corvette, you're still gonna have results. But if you wanna optimize that Corvette and put in some high octane fuel and some octane boosters and maybe a chip and put it in third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, sixth gear, and really let that baby run, then you will get maximum benefits. So that's the best example I can come up with. Yes, you can take Reta and people microdose it and they say, I'm getting good results. Good for you. You're just not getting the results that you could. Dosages for a kangaroo, I've heard little dosages like a 0.5 milligram a week, which I don't understand. I think that's like taking a fourth of an Advil. If you have a headache and you want that headache to go away, are you going to cut up an Advil into 4 and just take a little bit? Probably won't do anything. But there are people out there saying, hey, I'm getting results on 0.5 milligram. I take 12 milligrams a week and have for a while, and I get better results. I get really good results. So I went from 24% body fat down to 9 in a relatively short period of time. I work out, I eat pretty clean, I still drink beer occasionally. I do a lot of other things too, but I'm really trying to get the most out of that Corvette. So I take on the high, I'm on the high end. I've gone as high as 16. A lot of people say, oh, that's crazy. Dude, that's irresponsible. It's amino acids. I do amino acids pre-workout, post-workout. I do it first thing in the morning before I go to bed with electrolytes. So call me crazy, but I can think of a lot of worse things you can put in your system. Tequila, bourbon, Coors Light, tacos, Taco Bell, fried chicken, hundreds, 1,000 other things that are probably more detrimental than me taking a higher dose of Retatrutide. So for whatever that's worth, a lot of my kangaroos, they start around 2. I think like the sweet spot for a lot of people seem to be 4 or 5 a week. So some people start at 2 and kind of titrate up, like go from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. You can get up to 5 or 6 and then back it down if you want to. It's your experiment, it's your kangaroo, so you can kind of play with it. I think 4 and 5 is where most people are settling at with the 100 kangaroos that I'm talking to. But some people are going higher, and I go higher, and I like the benefits of more. All right, so that's it on dosage. Couple misconceptions. Microdosing is, you're not smarter than the scientists, but if you think you are, that's fine. If you've got fitness goals in 2026 and you do your own research, it's really hard to F this up. I mean, it really is. If you need to drop 20 pounds, Reta will help your kangaroo drop 20 pounds. If you work out, you diet, you exercise, and all that stuff, you're gonna get better results. So, to each their own. I think that's it on Reta. There's really a lot more I could talk about. I want to keep these videos around 20 to 30 minutes, which a lot of people don't watch all of it, but some people do. If you have any questions, you can message me. I've got a coaching program this year where I kind of help people and their kangaroos get dialed in. Like I said, I do 12, 13 different peptides right now, and they all have different things that they do. NAD plus is awesome, mitochondrial repair. A lot of studies, and you can look this up. They're using it for PTSD, depression, anxiety, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia. My dad struggled with dementia and then he killed himself last year. So I've started studying the heck out of this. My mom is, she's got cancer and she started chemo, and she's got neuropathy in her feet, and painful neuropathy. They give her pain meds for this thing they put in her neck that she doesn't take, you know, and she's like, I don't want to take that stuff. But her feet have just been bugging her so much that she's like, I gotta take a painkiller just to so I can sleep, because her feet hurt so bad. So I've had her on NAD for the last month, and that's supposed to help, but I found 3 other peptides that if you chat GTP, and again, do it yourself, any kind of AI, Gronk or whatever you use, peptides for neuropathy. Boom, a couple different came up, and we ordered those, and she started on Monday. And I didn't ask her about it for the first couple days, but just the other day, I'm like, hey mom, how are your feet? She's like, they didn't hurt for like 2 nights in a row. Now this morning, she's like, okay, not the extreme pain, but definitely, I mean, it's still there. Okay, so it's not, she's like, it still bothers me, but 2 nights in a row, she was able to sleep, and she's like, I didn't have any pain. And the neuropathy is from her getting just nuked with chemotherapy. So anyway, I can tell you about that. That's my mom, and kind of results that she's getting. I told you about my sister and the awesome fat burning for somebody that's super healthy and super athletic and lean anyway. For her to drop 3 points in less than 30 days is awesome. And I can give you story after story on how it's used for, here's another, and this was just supposed to be about Reta, but it's nice out. I'm taking my pre-workout, I'm getting ready to go to the gym again. TB 500 and BPC 157 for healing, for gut health, for total inflammation, and for injuries. So if you got like a messed up shoulder, tendinitis, knee, ankles, elbows, think about doing a Wolverine stack right there, which is a combination of those two. Could help. I'm gonna go through a couple more. So I got Reta, MOTS-C. Look up MOTS-C, M-O-T-S, MOTS-C. That in combination with Reta solves a lot of problems for your kangaroo. GHKCU is a copper. It's supposed to be really good for your skin. It's supposed to grow hair. I need to shave this, it's too long. Skin, nails, hair, collagen, really good. KPV knocks the snot out of inflammation. Another one for immune, if you get sick, thymosin alpha-1, CJC 1295, and ipamorelin, growth hormone releasing. There's another one that I take just for 14 days, but it kind of resets your circadian rhythm. I'll talk about this in another video, but 14 days, you do it twice a year. I'm on day, let's see, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days. I'm on 4 out of 10. And vivid dreams, I'll talk about this one later, but a lot of benefits to that one. And then SS31 is another one that you take that after you've done after your kangaroo's done mots for like a month or 2 months, and it just goes in and just repairs that forest fire, you know, that was there. It just repairs the forest and does some pretty amazing things. And you only take that twice a year, so you run it for like a month in January, and then you do it again in July. So a lot of different stuff out there. I encourage anybody that's watching this, do your own research, watch some videos, YouTube, Instagram. A lot of experts out there, a lot of Insta bros and Insta experts. I'm not an expert. I first started trying peptides in 2004. So I've got 2 decades of being my own lab rat, my own experimental kangaroo. So you might find a hard time finding anybody that has more experience than me, but again, I can't even pronounce how most of the stuff works. So I'm not an expert, but I have some experience doing it. I have more experience than the experts, and I'm actually writing some research papers right now that your doctor will read. They won't, but that will make them an expert once Retatrutide gets FDA approved and they start writing scripts like crazy. They don't have any experience in it. They're just writing scripts for something that pays bills. So for whatever that's worth. At this point, I'm rambling on. Pre-workout, I'm going to add some baking soda to this. Baking soda is good for pumps. So I've got biceps today. Had to do that. I know that's cheesy as shit. I might not ever do that again. But I'm going to go work out, and that's my Friday afternoon club is at the gym. And I might have a beer after that and watch some football. So whatever you do, stay safe out there. A lot of idiots on the road. Live your best life. Be as healthy as you can. If you've got any goals, if your kangaroo does, and you think that I might be able to help you, I do have some coaching out there. It's really pretty cheap, and my clients get results, like real results, because I don't really bullshit with them very much, and I've got 3 decades injecting different things into my body and testing and seeing how much bigger and stronger I can get. So that's my background. That's my short background is just being a lab rat and doing this for a few decades. So I'm gonna let you guys go. God bless. Have an awesome Friday. Have a great weekend. I think I'm probably going to do a couple videos over the weekend, just once a day, and I'll try to keep some of them shorter and some of them are longer. But as you can tell, I'm not reading off a damn teleprompter or anything. I might start doing that so I can sound smart. But in the meantime, this is just me being me. So if you actually watch this, God bless, and have a great weekend.